Greetings, Kawan here. You checked into Kawan's Corner. So it is May 27th, 2024 at the time that I'm recording this video. Most likely at a different point in time and a different point in life. But at the time that I'm hitting record, today is Memorial Day. And I felt like it was super important for me to check in with you because first of all, I have the time and opportunity to do so because I'm off from work. But the reason that I'm off from work is the real reason I need to check in with you. So what is Memorial Day? So, I mean, a lot of people are like, okay, it's a day off. It's a day that I get to cook out and, hang out with family and friends. Yes. And although most people are kind of sort of aware of kind of the purpose of the holiday, I think it's important that I kind of check in real quick. So the purpose of Memorial Day is to honor those that sacrificed their life by signing up to serve in the military, and they were never able to take the uniform off. So those people that made the decision to selflessly give their lives in honor of our country and sacrifice such, whether it's in time of service, time of war, but they were members of our armed services, and they never got to quite make it home. So they're not technically veterans. So this is not a day that we necessarily tell veterans, thank you for your service, although I would encourage you to do that any day and every day, although technically November 11th is Veterans Day. So that's when we honor those that have had the opportunity to wear the uniform and hang it up. So the reason why I feel like I'm uniquely positioned to be able to have this conversation, I'm not a veteran myself, but I do work intimately with veterans on a daily basis. That does not make me an expert in the field of veterans, nor does it make me an expert in the field of Memorial Day. But I thought that it was super important that we just kind of check in and just kind of remind folks that there's three different holidays that we use to honor those that serve. So there's Armed Forces Day, which of course is for those that are active duty, that are currently still in the military. Veterans Day for those veterans that have actually served, had the opportunity to retire or get their DD-214 and say I'm finished, and those that did not quite have that choice, the ones that didn't make it home. So that's what Memorial Day is for. So today I want to encourage you, like a lot of times people talk about you shouldn't say Happy Memorial Day because today is a day of reverence and somber reflection. And I think that two things can be true at once. I think that absolutely we should be mindful of the gravity of the day. We should definitely honor those that gave the ultimate sacrifice so that we could be afforded with the privilege, with the freedoms, with the rights to be able to live the life, to live the free life that we have. So absolutely be mindful of those people around you, especially veterans, that their brothers and sisters that maybe they served with, they didn't make it home. So I get to talk as a mental health practitioner working with veterans. I get to hear those stories about the moral injury, the stories about the survivor's guilt, about the people that served alongside of those that made that ultimate sacrifice and how it should have been me. We know that bargaining, that's a part of grief. It should have been me, it could have been me instead type of stuff. There's survivor's guilt, PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder for those that are still alive and experiencing that. So Memorial Day is very impactful for those that served, as well as those that didn't make it home. So in addition to the veterans that did make it home, that a piece of them is over there, a piece of them is gone, there's also the civilian families, those families that had loved ones that have passed on as a result of war and during their time in service. So let's also keep those folks in our thoughts, our prayers, and that kind of thing. But my big point is that it's so easy for people to kind of have this mentality that because it's Memorial Day, there's all these rules and regulations on what you should do, what you shouldn't do, how you should honor it, how you shouldn't honor it. And this is Kawan's perspective, and that's only just my opinion. Just take it for what you want. But my thought process is that those people that we're honoring, those people that we're celebrating today, they did so that we could be able to pay it forward, so that we could be able to live and honor them, so that we could continue to have a life, so that we could continue to celebrate and take advantage of this beautiful, wonderful world that we have and this gift called life. And it's not, I don't think that those that have passed on want us to stay in grief and mourning forever and ever and ever and stay in a constant state of depression. So I think the best way, in my opinion, is to be able to honor those lives of those that you still have around you, to be able to find that semblance of connection, to be able to, yes, eat a hot dog, eat a hamburger, fire up the grill, spend time with loved ones, celebrate however you feel necessary to celebrate, to forge those connections and those important bonds with the people that you do have. Because the reality is that none of us are going to make it out of this thing alive. We're all going to eventually meet our maker. So while we're still here, let's take advantage of the fact that we still have this breath to breathe, that we still have the wellness that we have, that we still have this opportunity. One more second, one more minute, one more hour, one more day. Whatever it is that the good Lord is able to grant us with, let's take advantage of that, and not to just stick our head in the sand and not acknowledge the privilege that we have, which is life, which is freedom, which is this thing that we have to be able to connect with each other in this platform. So I just want you to, of course, honor those loved ones that are no longer with us, honor those brave people that made those sacrifices. And although, yes, it is for people that served, I don't think it's a bad thing. Also, although I understand that it's not technically the purpose of this holiday, but remember those loved ones that you have, even if they weren't necessarily in uniform. We should do that on a daily basis. You know, my mother did not serve, but I'm going to certainly think about her every single day, including on this Memorial Day, as we remember those that touched our lives, those that made an impact to us, those that changed the world. So I think that there's the sixth stage of grief that a lot of people aren't super familiar with. You know, we know that there is denial. We know that there's bargaining, anger, which kind of sometimes looks like blame, depression, acceptance. But then, of course, the sixth stage of grief that a lot of people aren't super familiar with is finding meaning. So I want to challenge you to think about the work of David Kessler and Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, who are the world's foremost experts in grief and grieving, to figure out how can you find meaning in the life of the loved ones that are no longer here. And I don't mean just the people that were necessarily related to you, but also the people that cared enough, that loved you, that didn't even know you, that signed up to sacrifice for you and those that you care about to have the rights afforded to us in this country. So thank you so much for taking a second to listen to me. Again, this is Kawan's Corner, and it has been an honor to be able to check in with you. Look forward to having more content, so please like, comment, subscribe if there's something else that you would like to hear from me. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, practitioner of mental health. I work with veterans, and I've written a book, Cooking Up Counseling, A Recipe for Peace in Unsavory Times. So I want to be able to use this platform to tell you more about tips and strategies, tricks also, to make the best out of your life. So hopefully there's something of value in this message today, and I hope that you make the most out of today and every day going forward. Much love to you.